Yeah, we're back again with my new stone. Last time I said wrong, it's a professional stone, not a speciality. A professional stone, 5000 grit stone, a new stone I got. The next stone is this one, smaller, not smaller, thinner, sorry. It's a 8000 grit speciality stone. And I'm finishing with my G-knot, Shubo Asagi. I like this G-knot very much, with two types of slurries, as you know. This is the first slurry stone and this is the second slurry stone. I don't know if I need two slurries, but I have done it for so long time, so I always use two slurries. You can probably use different kind of slurries to do different kind of way than I do. This is not a thing that you have to do exactly like I do. The same thing I want to say about this honing restoration thing. I'm not a professional restorer. This is just a hobby I have. I think it's fun to restore razors. This is the way I do. Sometimes maybe I learn new things. I have used these compounds and using these discs and this thing that I do for a while now, and it works for me. It doesn't mean it's the right way, it's just the way I do. There's probably better compounds and probably better wheels to use and so on. Maybe you can give me some tricks and tips so I can be better restorer. This is the way I do, and I think it's the blade often gets enough shine and it works for me. So that's the way I feel about it. And now the honing, as I told you, I'm not a professional honer. I do it because I like it, I think it's fun. I use a tomato, as you know, checking for the edge. And as you can understand, the edge is nowhere to find. So the first thing I do, this time I'm gonna open an energy drink, a Ronin. I have been restoring this razor for a while now, so I think I deserve some drink. Cheers. Oh, it's a really nice energy drink in my opinion. Oh, it's cold. Sorry, it's cold as hell. Okay, I start to wet the stone, as I always do. I feel with my hand so there is no debris or something, hairs or whatever it is on the stone. So it's clean. Take my razor. I have taped it, as you see. I don't want to have homeware on it because it's not my razor, so I thought I would tape it. I do 20. I don't, something like that. Check it with my loop. The edge looks really nice. Of course I have to work with it more, but what I'm looking at this point is where the stone hits the razor and how much work I have to do and how the edge looks, so I have something to go, so I know what I have to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 20. 20. 20. 20. We're just gonna take a check with a razor, tomato, and it's starting to get. So I'm gonna and more water and 2 more half strokes. I don't use pressure, just like slightly pressure. Look at with my loop again. Check for the edge and see how it looks. On this side, the heel looks really nice. In the middle, it's really nice, and actually looks really great all the way. Let's see the other side. In the toe, I can spot some almost a dent in the edge. Actually, small thing, almost looks like it's chipped. Look at the other side, but the other side is no, actually I can't see it. That's maybe. So I'm gonna check with the tomato first here and see. As you can see, it start to emerge this edge. I'm gonna work with the toe a little, the toe a little bit. So I'm gonna now over exaggerating, or whatever you call it. Sorry, I hate this. I'm lifting this heel a little bit, so I'm working more with the toe. Pivot a little bit, not much. Very little pressure, as I always do. I don't use lots of pressure. I do some strokes like this. Just want to take a quick peek again, only at the edge. See if we manage to get much better right now. It's difficult to explain, but the edge should go straight like this, but sometimes you get some dimp like that. You can see this, the water I'm filming here. If this is the edge all the way, it's straight, and then you get small thing like that. Then means that you have to grind this part all the way, so you get that plain surface. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here. Sometimes you have some small dents on the edge like this, maybe, or a crack, small crack like that. And this is, if this is the apex on that edge, the whole thing here, and you get these types of things on the edge, it means you have to grind these away, so you get the plain surface. And that's what I'm looking for when I'm putting the bevel or putting the first edge on it, so that it's clean all the way. Sometimes there could be some small burrs, and if that happens, kill the edge and do it one more time, and you get away this burr, and you get this clean, what can I say, clean straight edge. Sometimes the edge could if it looks like this, and then it goes like this. Then if it's a smiling blade, it looks like this. Then you have to work with it all the way around. You can't get the smiling blade straight, because the smiling blade is a smiling blade. If you understand what I'm trying to explain here, it's very difficult to explain. The best thing is to show some photos of it, but I can't take any photos. And then I'm going to start to do some X strokes here. I always use a lot of X strokes, because for me these X strokes I can feel more with my hand, and when I use both hands I get another feeling and I can work with the toe like this. I pivot it a little bit, and the heel, I mean, I pivot like this a little bit, so I can work with the heel, and if I want to work with the toe, I pivot on the. It's the same thing you can do with half strokes. So you use pivot a little bit and pivot a little bit, or do rolling strokes, as Anthony was talking about. It's exactly the same thing when you do these X strokes. The only thing is that you use strokes on only forward. You don't go backwards when you do X strokes. When you do whole strokes, you go forward and back, forward and back. But you can use the same technique and same thinking when you use X strokes. And I don't know why, but I like X strokes. The same here, you can use a lot of pressure, very little pressure, and so on. In my opinion, that feels great. If you use a lower grit stone, as you can see, it just, with the weight of my razor right here, it chops in immediately. So this edge feels like it's okay. If you use a lower grit stone, of course, you can get that edge much faster. If you get the 1000 grit stone or so, but it's up to everyone to decide what types of stone they want to use. And that's the beauty of shaving, in my opinion. But when I'm illustrating this, I hope you understand what I mean when I was trying to illustrate. And now I'm just flipping this, and I'm looking at the tape, and the tape seems to hold great. If that tape would be damaged, I would change the tape, but I don't do it right now. Yeah, I hope I understand what I mean when I'm talking about this dent thing that can happen. If this is the apex of the blade edge, this part here. I'm talking about not a millimeter, half millimeter, the absolute apex on that edge. It's so small, so you have to look at it with a loop. But if you have looked with a loop on straight razors, you know what I'm talking about, the edge. If the edge looks like this with a dent there and maybe there, like that, and the rest of it's straight, goes like this, or maybe even so. This is the rest of the edge. If it looks like this, you have to hone it, and next time you finish, it looks like this. You see, smaller and smaller. Next time you hone it again on both sides, you maybe get this result. There's still a little dent here. Keep on honing till you got a straight edge like that, and on the both sides, and I can guarantee you get a nice edge with a nice edge that you can play around with a tomato with. Just kidding. Now it's time for the 8000 grit stone, and now the thing I have been explaining for a couple of people. As you saw when I started to hone, I used this 5000 grit stone. I checked the tomato. Now I know that this edge on this one is done with that 5000 grit stone. If I'm starting to hone on this 8000 grit stone right now, and then I checked it with the tomato after 40-50 laps, I'm not sure if it's the 8000 grit stone or the previous 5000 grit stone that I'm checking the edge. So if I kill the edge right now, do it both sides like this, and then check with the tomato. As you can see, the edge doesn't work. Of course, if I push, it starts to cut. So now I'm not 100% sure that just took a sip of this, that this edge is killed. And next time I'm trying on the tomato, and when that works, I'm 100% sure that the edge is from this 8000 grit stone. This is just a thing I do to be 100% sure that the edge is from this 8000 grit stone and not from the 5000 grit stone. Because I killed the edge from the 5000 grit stone. And then I merged that edge from this 8000 grit stone. So it have to be, not have to, it's the edge of this 8000 grit stone. I'm 100% sure. That's the reason why I killed the edge between the 5000 grit and 8000 grit stone. After this 8000 grit stone, I'm not killing any edges, because then I'm doing more and more refining of that edge. I'm polishing more than I hone. If this would be a razor that I have used before, I kill the edge before I go to the 5000 grit stone. So I know that it's the edge of that 5000 grit stone, and then when I'm coming back to this 8000 grit stone, I kill the edge. And when that edge is emerged, I know that this edge is from this 8000 grit stone. I hope you understand what I try to explain. As you saw, it cuts. I know that this edge is from this 8000 grit stone and not from the 5000 grit stone, because I killed that edge before I start to hone with this 8000 grit stone. A lot of words. I hope you understand. Trying to explain something is, for me, it's very difficult sometimes, because English is not my mother tongue. You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. Some people think it's unnecessary to do it. I do it as a precaution. I haven't never had issues with it. I don't do it after, as I told you, at least 8000 grit stone, because then there is no idea to kill edge, because this is more polishing than honing after this edge. If you use a 10,000 grit stone on 12,000 grit stone, the same thing. Don't have to kill the edge, in my opinion at least. Sometimes it's a great idea to actually kill the edge when they use rougher stones, lower grit stones, because sometimes you get some burr on the edge. It's never happens actually if you use, not for me at least, if I use a 5000 grit stone or 8000 grit stone, but if you use a lower grit stone, you can get some burr, and it's a good idea to kill the edge and take away that burr when you have a lower grit stone. And as I told you, I don't use so much pressure, because these are really thin edge. And it's not fun to watch these honing videos. I do the same thing every time. I think it's fun to do it. It's a relaxing thing, you know, especially when you have restored this razor and you're gonna send it away to another person. I think it's fun to help other people. And this special razor is a gift from Scott Owl to Johan Granat and his raffle against Parkinson. Really nice job, everyone. You have Johan got a lot of money to send away to the Michael J. Fox Foundation to find a cure against Parkinson's. This is a late gift. I do apologize, I don't remember who the person won this razor, but that person thought that he would give this razor to, no, Gordon Christie won this razor, sorry, that was the other razor. So So this razor is gonna be sent to Gordon Christie. I hope it's gonna like it. Just gonna check the edge one more time with this on this stone, and what I'm looking for now is, of course, that so there is no other issues with the edge. This is an old blade with rust and so on. Sometimes the rust is gone through the blade to both sides because it's so thin. So you have to look so there is no rust on the edge, and that there is no crack on the edge and so on. And I look, of course, so the edge is polished all the way. And this just really nice. Now I'm finished with that 8000 grit stone. I'm gonna flip this razor like that. I'm gonna release that stone, and then I'm gonna take my lovely, I'm just gonna take some paper here. I have the phone on a tripod, I think it's called like that, on the where I have the paper tissues. So when I take paper, I'm always afraid that this phone's gonna drop. Just gonna add some water on this beautiful Shubo Asagi. Take my small stone and start to build up a slurry. I know I do a lot of slurries. I don't need so much slurry, but I haven't always done it, and I like it. I want to have lots of slurry. I like to have lots of water in me too when I'm honing. You don't have to have so much water and so much slurry. It's just me. If you look at Anthony's honing videos, he have another technique to build up slurry. He uses whatever you call it, toma plates, sorry, these plates, and build up a slurry on the G-nut and uses that slurry. I think that would work as fine as this one. There is no right or wrong, it's just the way things work with different people. And different stones you work different. Actually ordered a new stone, a new finishing stone, a new G-nut from Niklas Gudmundsson, the Swedish hornmeister here in Sweden. I think he said that stone, I think about 3 stones or whatever it was, it would be arrived this end of this week, and then he's gonna send it to me. So I'm gonna get a new G-nut. It's gonna be really fun to try out. This is a Shubo Asagi, really hard stone. The G-nut I'm gonna get is much softer. He says it's a little bit quicker. But if it's quicker, that's nice, because then I don't have to work so long with it. But we shall see. I like this. This is a small stone. I like this very much. I worked with it several times now with several razors, and I like it. Of course, you have to work with it rather much, but I think Anthony in his live video was talking about if you have it as a profession to hone to other people, then you have to start thinking of maybe get faster stones. He didn't use these words that I say, but you know, the meaning is that if you hone every day or each and every day to other people, then you shouldn't have this small stone. It would be a stone, a G-nut big as this, thick as this, that it's a little bit faster than this stone, because you don't have the time to put an edge, because there is not so extremely big difference between the G-nuts. Of course, a little bit, but not so extreme. I like the edge of this one. I don't so not don't know so much about the other edges. I have tried some other edges, cortical edges people have done to me, and I like them very much. And I had tried another G-knot edge that Niklas has put on some of my razors in the beginning. I like them very much, but he knows what he's doing. He's been honing for several years. He's honing kitchen knives and other stuff. He's really good honer. I bought these stones from him a couple of years ago when I started to hone, and yeah, it works. As I told you, I'm not a professional honer, not a professional restorer at all. Do this because I think it's fun. I'm gonna add a little bit more water here. This time I don't count, I go by the feeling. You know, I used to count 30, just to have some references to go with. Now I'm talking, so there's no idea for me to count because I don't remember. I see a lot of water right now. Do relate to that slurry real much, but I can feel it start to grab or stick to the stone, the razor. That's a sign that it start to get ready, this edge. I think it's fun. Every part of this journey from a razor. As you saw that razor from the beginning, a lot of my razors I buy from auctions for low price money. Often looks like that, and it's fun to get these old razors, vintage razors, bring the life back to them and start to use them and send them to a YouTuber, with a shaver that enjoys shaving, likes this old stuff. Because the first glimpse of a lot of these razors looks like crap. People think, no, I don't want to buy that thing, I don't want that thing because it's ugly, it doesn't work, it's filthy and so on. But give it some love for some hours, and I promise you get a razor that works like charm. Okay, I think I finished with that. Just gonna take a peek on the edge with the loop I always do, and there is that nice haze to it when you have finished honing that edge. Ah, it looks great. Okay, next slur stone. As you can see, I'm using tape. I've never mentioned that before. I use tape all the way. I told you from when I use a 5,000 grit stone, I use the tape because I don't want to have some home wear. Then you might think I can take away that tape when I go to the 8,000 grit stone and to my finishing stones. But if I do that, then I'm gonna have a double bevel. I have to work with it much longer because we got another angle with a tape, not much, really small angle, but still you got a different angle, and that means you can, it doesn't have to be a double edge, but probably you're gonna get a small double edge that you have to work around with that 8,000 grit stone. But if you don't want to hone like a maniac, keep the tape and keep on holding with the tape. There is no issues. So then you get this right angle all the time. I have never mentioned that, but I'm gonna have a sip of this. Cheers. Oh, that's can empty. Yeah, that's reason why I keep this tape all the way from the beginning to the end. And if I have to change the tape after I use that 5000 grit stone, or if you use a lower grit stone, you probably have to change the tape if you use a 2000 grit stone or 1000 grit stone, because they're much more harsher. Then you have to change it. But keep the tape. If you have one layer of tape, keep that one layer of tape all the way through all the progressions. Okay, finishing slurry here, and let's work with that a little bit and hope we're gonna get a nice edge on this. I'm gonna add a little bit water here. Thought that felt a little bit thick. I'm actually looking forward to this shave. The only thing I can ensure that this edge is okay is if I'm doing a shave with it. I can do everything exactly right. It feels great on the tomato, it feels great on my arm when I'm cutting hair, no tugging and so on. But I really don't know how it feels before I have to put it on the face and feel how it feels. Let's add a little bit of water here. This is not competition how fast you can do it. I just do it first right now because I want to be finished. You can do it very slow. Doesn't matter, it's the same thing you do. The risk is if you have too much hurry, you're gonna crack the edge or something like that. I think we are almost finished here. Just gonna add a little bit more water here. Do it just a little bit more. Yeah. And I don't know if you thought about it, last video I did. After I have used this finishing stone, the only thing I cut this, I told it last time too, but I can tell you one more time, only thing I cut with this is hair, arm hair, leg hair or facial hair. I don't cut tomatoes anymore, I don't cut paper, I don't cut nothing else, just hair. This razor, this knife, in Sweden call it rakkniv, is shaving knife. This knife is only for hair. So next time we cut something else, if this would be my razor, is next time I do a new home with it, and I'm gonna test it on a tomato. I'm just gonna take a last small peek at the edge. Do apologize for these long videos, but I have to check so I don't know that there is no cracks and nothing. Sometimes, as I told you before, can be some rust issues and so on. And that's pain in the ass when you get rust on the edge and you hone and suddenly there is some rust on it and you have to hone it one more time. Okay, gonna find a place where there's hair. Okay, we'll do it right here. I hope you can see it. And it cuts hair on every place. As you can see, the blade, there's hair. And felt great. No irritation, nothing, no pulling, no tugging. I don't do hanging hair test. I've never done it. I never do it. I always do it like this. And now this edge is ready for stropping, and I'm gonna strop it with on the leather side. This time I'm gonna do it right. 60 laps on the leather side, and when that's done, I'm gonna do. Can you believe me? I actually just did it from this time too. No, I mean 60 laps on the linen side. Every time, I promise you, every time I say it wrong. 60 laps on the linen side, and then I'm gonna take 100 laps on the leather side, and then I'm gonna do a shave. I'm gonna film that shave too, so here is the razor honed and ready to use. Of course, I want to shave with this right now. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and have a great day.